Hello, welcome to Digital Learning. My name is Connie Kolosey. I am the Director of Media Text and Digital Learning. And today we have a discussion. We're going to share with you some resources that you and your child, your grandchild, your mentee, or anybody that you might want to work with at home can access many learning resources from any device that has internet access. And so I have with me two experts, or becoming experts, because we're all learning on this. I have Britt Moseley.
Hi.
And Britt is a literacy coach serving high schools around the district. And we have Dennis Russo. And Dennis is a grant specialist working here in the district office. And so Dennis, I'm going to have you start out, and you're going to share with us a little bit about KhanAcademy.
Okay.
And give us, if watchers are not familiar with the origins of KhanAcademy and how that developed, give us a 2-second recap of where it came from.
All right. I'll try 2 seconds. But
Well, you can take 3.
Khan became famous because his nephew, a few states over, was struggling in math, so he started doing some online videos to help his nephew out, and then that later turned into Google catching on and donating a large amount of money to create more videos. And in 2010 it really just took off with all subject areas, video tutorials, and I can learn at my own pace. If I want to learn something, I go to KhanAcademy. And even since then it has morphed into more teacher-student directed learning, not just watching videos, but almost setting up classes and pathways for students to kind of meet their needs in math especially, but now they're going into coding and grammar and SAT prep. So their company model has been evolving, and then institutions like a school system have been watching and seeing how they can partner up. So a few years ago in Pinellas County, Avid reached out to KhanAcademy to partner as an SAT prep facilitator for our students. So any of our students in Avid, their goal is to get to college. And one of the ways to get to college is by getting good SAT, ACT scores. So it was a perfect partnership between Khan and our students to practice for those tests.
And really, it has expanded beyond that, because now all 8th graders, 9th graders, 10th graders take the PSAT, the practice SAT. And what we've seen through this and the practice around the United States is that when students practice the SAT, they do better on it. And if they practice it twice, again, get better still. And the more times they practice, the better they do. Higher the SAT score, better the college entrance.
That's right. Yeah, so we've just kind of, like I said, been evolving, seeing what Khan has to offer. So now we've looked at adding K through 7 student accounts and teacher accounts so we can use this robust free program. We're piloting shortly with a small group of teachers and students to see what they think about it. The small group that have used it already have been, very interested. Khan really speaks to students with making all the bells and whistles to keep them engaged with, and every problem you work on or video you watch, you earn energy points and badges.
So it's that whole gaming thing that kids enjoy so much.
Yeah.
So really right now, anybody from home can access Khan.
Yeah.
And so one thing I didn't mention is that we have a lot of digital resources that we're going to take a look at some of them. And one way that people can access it is through our district website. Let's pull that up and show what that looks like.
All righty, let's go to pcsb.org, our landing page.
So that's the front page of our district website there. And we have our friend Lucas Hefty receiving his Hefty check. So congratulations, Mr.
Awesome.
Hefty. And then we go to
Departments and divisions. Here's all of them in this district, and we find Beyond the Classroom, and we click on that.
That's Beyond the Classroom, because this is all stuff you can do beyond the classroom.
That's right.
And so here we have a whole list of resources. We'll just kind of scan down to see it goes on and on and on.
KhanAcademy, Mayan, There are short descriptors at every piece, so as someone logging on, if they're not sure if that's a good resource to spend time on, they can read the blurb and decide for themselves if it's worth going to them. There's iStation, ST Math, Virtual Backpack, Think Central, iReady, floridastudents.org. So back like we were talking about practicing for the SAT and ACT, Florida Students has lessons and assessments set up to practice our own tests, the FSA tests.
So we're going to take a look at that, a little closer look at that when Britt's going to show us that, and
Yep.
Brain Pop. So,
Brain Pop.
okay, let's go back to the top and go into Khan and take a look.
All right, so we're going to click on there, and it'll bring you to the KhanAcademy page. We have, for our teachers, already connected in here, and our students. As I was saying earlier, you have the traditional KhanAcademy, where you have all the different subjects that you can go on yourself and just start practicing something that is interesting to you.
So this might be difficult for our watchers to see, so let's just kind of call out some of those courses that they have access to.
So we have art history, we have biology, physics, chemistry, U.S. history, world history, music. As I was saying earlier, they're really reaching into the coding with their popular Hour of Code tutorials to get these young kids learning how to be the next Khan, building their own academies, or maybe even working for a company like this.
I see they have test prep as well.
And this is the test prep area, like I was saying earlier, that Avid has partnered up. So if you click on that area and you're an Avid student, you're probably very familiar with this landing page, the official SAT practice site. And that's what we've been using in Pinellas County the past few years with the Avid students and the students using for PSAT practice in the high schools.
And of course, PSAT, SAT, those are products through College Board.
Yep.
And so students can actually log in and really, if you have an 8th grader through a 12th grader by now, probably in school they've already done this and connected their College Board SAT scores with the Khan, and then that'll direct them exactly to target their strengths and weaknesses and know where they're strong and know where they need improvement. So one thing I do want to mention, because this is on public television and lots of people are going to see this, and maybe you don't have students in school, and but maybe you have another reason for wanting to learn. So really, this is just open education, open resource that anyone, whether you're a Pinellas County school student, can take. So if I wanted to take a physics course, for instance, I could log on and take
relearn physics.
I could log on and take a physics course. All right. So
I noticed also in the test prep section that they have those graduate level test prep. I saw GMAT and I saw LSAT test prep. So it seems like parents could use it for additional learning as well.
Yeah, and so the nice thing about the new version of KhanAcademy is that diagnostic tests are part of everything. So unlike the spot we were just talking about where you go and you watch videos and you start at the beginning and maybe you go through the art history class, the version that we're trying to use with the K through 7 students and their teachers is more personalized to them. And I have a class here set up for my own purposes. It's called Mr. Russo First Grade Math. And when my students begin that first grade math class, it takes a very quick 6-question diagnostic test to see where they are with the first grade math standards. And depending on how they score on that quiz, and there's no you just answer it at your own ability, and then the class generates mission just for you. So if you need to hit all 50 skills in first grade math because you got none of them right in the diagnostic test, then that's okay, and that's where you are. So that's your starting point, and then your teacher helps you through it that way. Now, if you're maybe an advanced first grade math student and you take the diagnostic test and you get half the questions right, or maybe more than that, then your mission for first grade math is smaller. And if you finish that before your other classmates, your teacher can recommend higher level math skills for you. It is not open to the rest of your classmates. So whether it's a kid that needs more time to work on something or a kid that's advanced, it's all private between you and your teacher, and there's no there's nothing but learning going on. The social part of feeling bad about yourself or maybe not being, up to par, or the kid that doesn't want to feel like he's just a know-it-all. All those social things that we used to struggle with but was never quantified. This is personalized between you and your teacher, and you're kind of just learning.
So am I just practicing math, or am I able to learn? What if I miss the lesson? I don't get it. I can't just practice it wrong. How does that work?
So it ties in the traditional Khan learning pieces too. So if you're working on a certain level of math and you get a question wrong, it recommends videos or it does tutorials with you to help you understand that concept.
Can we get to one of those tutorials?
We can try. Here we go.
And that's such an essential element in remediation, especially that there's instruction as well. So that's really nice.
I think probably there's a lot of parents out there that the child comes home with some math homework and is stumped.
Oh, yes.
And the parent takes a look at it and goes, I don't know either.
I remember being that parent and
Yeah.
Googling and looking for resources, and I'm glad to see that our counties put those together for us.
And so this isn't necessarily, while it would help those students who are really maybe struggling with math basics, but all the way up to Algebra 2 and calculus.
Yeah.
So it does go into high school as well. You mentioned
Oh, yes.
K through 7. So yeah, that's fantastic.
So this is actually a knowledge map. So I would have to sign in if you wanted to see all of the pieces from a student's point of view. I'd have to log in as a student to see the tutorial. As a teacher, you can see their progress and you can see what they've done and what they need more help with. But to see the real remediation, the videos, the tutorials, you'd have to log in as a student.
Are you able to log in as a student?
I can try. My own daughter is testing this out for me, so I will try to log in as her to show us what is going on.
Yeah, I can remember having my son come home when he was in Algebra 1 in 8th grade and asking me for support and feeling completely lost and looking for like math calculators online to see if he was following the steps well. And had I known about Khan at the time, and that was many years ago, that may have been a fantastic resource to have tapped into.
I think there's plenty of parents that know that the child needs some additional practice, but just doesn't really know where to go to get that help, and or to know what the child should be doing. So.
Exactly, and I like that aspect of this, having a pathway. Because I imagine practicing the things that you're actually striving to learn are probably the ways that we'll end up finding ultimate success on our big test, the FSA. And
That's right. Okay, so while we're pulling up our little Riley Russo here, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at some math Riley can do on KhanAcademy.